Perk, I mean, I go back and forth on this. I'd like to think, having heard some of their comments about, we'll do this by committee. One night it'll be James's night. One night it'll be Kyrie's night. One night it'll be Kevin Durant's night. If they're at a mature place like that and bought in, I tend to think it can work. I just don't know that they're at that place. Like, what does Perk say? I watch Kyrie at times, and again, what he does with the ball is maybe top 5 that I've ever seen in person. It's really silly like that.
Absolutely.
But I wonder at times if it's going to be the night where Kyrie is like, nah, this is my shit. I'm good. And that's all it would take to throw it upset it.
Well, from what I saw, from what I've been witnessing, is that's what Kyrie is on. Like, he's not taking a backseat to no one. And I think his first game with the Brooklyn Nets, he let us all know that by his performance. I'm going to say this. James Harden is sacrificing. I'm watching James Harden make extra passes on the offensive end. To me, Kevin Durant, they don't need him to sacrifice. We're talking about arguably the greatest scorer to ever touch the damn basketball. If he starts sacrificing, I got a problem with it because he's the best player on the team. He's the best scorer on the team. He's the most efficient scorer on that team. So with that being said, it's going to have to go down to Kyrie and James Harden sacrificing, and not to back down to Kevin Durant, but to make sure that Joe Harris feels involved, to make sure that Jeff Green feels involved, to make sure that Bruce Brown, DeAndre Jordan, to make sure these guys have their confidence, because we all know that no matter how much star power you have, I played with a big 3. Role players help you win games in the playoffs. Every role player is going to help you win a game on your way to trying to win a championship. Period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, but the thing is and this is we haven't talked to you since this happened, when Kyrie left the team. And do we think, or do you guys think that, because you guys are more tapped in than I am, do you think that this is a recurring thing, or do you think that this is going to, this was just a one-time thing, and this is the Nets are going to be back, and this isn't something we have to worry about?
You go ahead, Roger. I want to hear what you got to say first.
I've said this before. I thought that the Nets should have had a response. I understand, because Kyrie is such an interesting personality, why the Nets didn't come out and do something organizationally in terms of a suspension or something for him. Because here's the deal, in my opinion, you have Steve, you got a new coaching staff, and you have to have respect. Perk just talked about, do they have enough respect for Steve to do what he wants them to do? If you let him leave like that, come back, not miss a beat, shoot 29 damn shots in his first game back, and you haven't had a response as an organization other than to say, oh yeah, we support Kyrie. Like, I think it's just opened the door for them to do whatever they want. Like, I don't know how anyone respects anyone there now. Like, you're saying, hey man, y'all can basically do whatever the hell y'all want, and we'll just be here waiting when you come back to the reservation. I don't agree with that. I thought the Nets and Steve needed to have a response to that shit and nip it in the bud. Don't let it fester.
I thought not only should Kyrie have been fined, but he should have been suspended by the team, because it sets a tone and says, we're not going to tolerate this. We're developing a culture. We're trying to win a championship. You as an individual is not bigger than what we're trying to accomplish. That's number one. Also, I think what the Brooklyn Nets did, everyone was thinking, yeah, they went on here and got James Harden because the Rockets finally made the push. No, the Brooklyn Nets wanted to make the push also because they needed James Harden as an insurance policy, because we're not even 20 games into the season and Kyrie Irving just dips without giving anybody an explanation or anything. Steve Nash didn't even know. Sean Marks didn't even know. So with that being said, Who's to tell us? Who's to tell us that when things get tough, it's the first round of the playoffs? What if Kyrie dips again? So with that being said, I feel like as a whole, we don't trust Kyrie. And I feel like the Brooklyn Nets don't trust Kyrie. So they had to say, you know what? Since we don't know what's going on through his mind, how about we trade for James Harden so at least we have us a duo in Kevin Durant and James Harden. That way, if Kyrie does wander off, we still have a fighting chance.
Logan, will you please tell Perk what my position was? And you laughed, and I got it. Like, I got it. But what's my position been from day one on this shit as soon as James Harden showed up? What's my position been?
Trade Kyrie Irving has been his position for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, like ever since the trade, it's been, okay, now the time to trade Kyrie Irving.
Perk, I'm not saying that he's not dope. I'm saying if you can get in return a Allen type of piece, some complementary pieces to Kevin Durant and James Harden, you have enough offensively to win a championship regardless. You don't need Kyrie. You need the other pieces to support that shit. I've been on that.
Absolutely. And I would go out on a limb and say, if you could trade Kyrie and possibly get back a JJ Redick, a Josh Hart, guys who's going to come in and buy into their roles, right, and fit in. JJ Redick, a sniper. You add two snipers on the long side of KD and James Harden, like a Joe Harris and a JJ Redick. That's all you need. You need to upgrade your roster, upgrade your bench. You need to get you a big man. Hopefully they can land JaVale McGee, right? So I'm with you because I strongly believe without Kyrie, the Nets could win the East. Without Kyrie. Now, here's the question. Can they win it all with Kyrie? And that's the scary part because to me, the answer is no.